My name is Marion van Engelen and I'm the head of libraries. In this library we have a big variety of books and audiobooks. What I like to do is to do what we call book talks. I choose a couple of books and talk to the students a little bit about what the book is about and try to get them interested to read it. The most important part of my job is to make sure that our students like reading and that they read books that are suitable for them.
Culture matters, it matters. Hello everyone, welcome to the show. Join us here in the studio are one student and a librarian. First of all, the 13-year-old student, Megan Liu, and she was born and raised in the United States, and she's now studying here in Shanghai. And our next guest, she was born and raised in Netherlands. Her name is Marion van Engelen. She went to a lot of different places. They're pretty amazing, like the United States, like Mauritius, Zambia, and Egypt. Marion, how many countries have you lived before?
I think I've lived in about 5 countries before, yes.
5 different countries?
Yeah. And in each of these countries I have actually been a librarian. So you could call me an international school librarian, truly. International school librarian.
So interesting. Oh, really? So, will you recommend any books to Megan?
Yes, I do, because there are a lot of books that are advertised by the big companies, the big publishers, but there are also a lot of books that get less attention.
As a librarian, you rely on those advertisements?
No, I don't. I don't need to, because people like Megan will hear of that anyway. But there are other books that get less attention that I feel that I would like to promote with the students as well, and that's how they hear about them from me. So I hope they listen to me.
Of course we do.
I actually don't like to organize the books by genre, because a student may say, oh, I really like horror. So all they have to do if I organize it by horror is they go to horror and they never even look at any other section. It's very difficult to tear them away from that. So I've reorganized them and I try to interest students in a variety of topics and not just the one who only likes fantasy and the other one who only likes horror. So that's what I try to do. Yes.
Megan is a unusual case.
Yes.
Well, let's take this, for instance, if a freshman comes into the library for the first time.
Yes, and I have them. I have these, a lot of people come in and say, I'm in the library now, but I don't like reading. I'm just telling you now, Miss Marion, I just don't like reading. Well, I love that.
Why are you here then?
No, I love that, because then I say, right, okay, let's see what we can do about you. And there are all sorts of tactics that you can use to actually get them interested in reading. And one of them is to give them a book that is really, really simple and very popular. Now, horror is a very good example because they often like that, things with slime and goo and monsters and so get them going on books. At least if they open up a book and start to read, then you're already over that first hurdle where they say we don't like reading. So it's a nice challenge. And then you see what their interest is. If they like football, I've got lots of books about football, stories about football, biographies about famous football players. Give it to them. And then often they are surprised. Oh, you have that? I like to read that. And then you know that you're on the way to turning them into readers. So yeah, it's a good challenge. We help them with, for instance, we've got books like this is called Kidnapped. This is a famous classic novel by Robert Louis Stevenson. But this is a very thin version. This is for second language learners, so that they can still read the same story, but it's in very simple English. So, and then we slowly help them to move up that ladder of learning English, because it's a great book. I put these books in between all the normal novels. I don't put them in a separate section saying, oh, this is for the...
Just like the bookstore, you got those books, and the kids section, or something like that.
No, that would be really sad.
Yeah, and of course, Marion invented several projects, and not only here in China, but also in some other countries, like a reading passport, like a buddy reading project, and so forth. Let's focus on that after the break. We'll be right back.